What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Saturday afternoon. About to enjoy myself a nice coffee and a cigar. But I've had a lot of people ask me about how much should I actually spend on a cigar. That's the most common question I actually get. It seems as though my bodybuilding, fitness, and lifestyle channel is now going towards cigars, you know. But that's just the way it is. You guys ask me a lot of questions, and first off, I'm going to make again very clear that, oh, by the way, now I'm off the sling. The minute that they actually checked out my arm as far as a specialist concerned, is like, it's actually been healing for 2 weeks, and I've been walking around with it for a while, so it looks like I'll be lifting weights a lot sooner than just 6 weeks. But for now, I have this on. I'm gonna get a different brace, one that's recommended, that's gonna hold it in. But this is working fine. I'm not up there pounding down Advils and shit like that, basically. So but here's the thing: cigars have a wide range of prices, and each one serves its purpose as far as to what to do with it and when to smoke it and how to even smoke it. So the first thing we're going to start with is, the lowest price point as far as a cigar. And I've got a couple of my cigars out of the humidor. Now these are some of them are ones that I've already shown you guys as far as to what I smoke. Other ones are ones I've not shown that I keep in a side humidor, which I do pull out because I do have other brands, but I like to keep my favorite ones that I generally smoke in the humidor. So let's go ahead and begin with our gas station cigar, this here. And I found this in the back of my car. It is a Black and Mild 79-cent cigar. These are not hand rolled, they're machine rolled. They have, a bunch of chemicals in it, no different than, cigarettes. In fact, these are basically cigarettes. This one has a wooden tip. This is something that a crackhead or a street whore would actually smoke. These are horrible for you. The outer leaf is not even tobacco, it's fucking paper. What do you do with this here? Just get rid of it. Good thing I got the cellophane tape, so I actually just happened to find it, and look at this. This is just, well, actually I broke it open. It's just chips. It's just garbage. That's what 79 cents will give you. For the most part, emphysema. Folks, whenever you smoke some gas station cigars like this, and I'm not saying all of them are bad. Actually, there are some gas stations that sell handmade tobacco and handmade, cigars. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you reach a gas station, just get pipe tobacco. You can't really go wrong with that. And just have a pipe with you. Don't go and try to get a cigar from a gas station unless their specialty is cigars and they have a humidor and everything. So that is a sub $1 cigar. And as you can tell, like I said, outside the paper and everything, there's just nothing but just pure trash in here. I mean, and the smell, even though this has been in my car for at least 5 years. I actually dug it out of the seat of my Cadillac, and it just still has that chemically sweet smell. It's sort of like leaving a piece of cheese from McDonald's on a taxi cab for 5 years, and it's still edible to eat. There's just so many chemicals in these gas station cigars. It's just ridiculous. But that's the gas station cigars. So now we're going to move to the $2 to $3 cigars. All right. Now you guys have seen my factory smoked cigar. So So I'm going to show it right here. I also have another one I'm going to show you. This one technically is a I would consider this being a second. So as far as these types of cigars, the type of cigars you're going to expect at this price range is going to be a Cuban sandwich. And it's quite simple. When a premium long cigar is made, there's little bits and pieces that are around, and that's what's called short filler, and that's what the majority of these Cuban sandwiches have. They do have some long filler in it, just like this one, but it's mostly just short filler. You'll also find in the $2 to $3 range cigars, the construction's a little bit wonky. This one is it's light years ahead of that Black and Mild, but they're going to be rough looking. They're going to burn unevenly because there's short filler in it. It's gonna generally burn uneven. It's also going to it's going to go out also as well, and it's going to go through. It burns through quite fast as far as these Cuban sandwiches are concerned. They're also not going to have any type of names as far as to the origin. Usually with these Cuban sandwiches, this one, it's labeled just Habano. But this particular one, it's not even going to tell what type of tobacco in it. It is Indonesian tobacco, which Indonesian is known more for cigarettes here. So, but the purpose of actually having one of these cigars, this is my daily smoke. Well, I'm actually no longer going to have this as a daily smoke. I actually have some other ones coming in that I'm trying from Cigars International. Some of their knockoff brands for Cohiba. I don't expect much out of those, but it's always good to try these out. I still have a bunch of these, so we'll still keep them around. But the good thing about having a cigar at this particular price there is, you're not going to worry about it if it just goes out or if it's unwinds on you, which this won't do. When you're smoking something like this is a good daily smoke. This is a lawnmower cigar. This is a fishing cigar. If it falls out in the water while you're fishing, who cares, Seriously, who cares? It's $2 to $3, This one here, because I bought them in big bundles on sale, this was like $1.79, but this is really a $3 cigar, okay? So, it's a good daily smoke. Have it with the coffee, And, one thing about these have very simple profiles. They're not complex or anything like that. It's just a general smoke, Very well. I'm also going to show you this one here as well. This one here this is actually a Fuente curly head. Now, as far as these are concerned, you'll find this at a lot of cigar places and cigar lounges. You'll find these, and the reason being is this is also a Cuban sandwich. You can get these for about, this one you can get for like $4. There's no fancy packaging on it. It still uses the same premium tobacco that's in the other Fuente cigars. Fuente is a, well-known brand. It's still going to have Dominican rolled short filler and some long filler as well. You're going to still need that for a Cuban sandwich. But this is perfect in a cigar lounge where you don't have enough money, you don't have much, you still want to smoke with your friends and they got some more expensive pieces. You can't go and smoke one of these here. The reason being is these come in bundles. And could you imagine walking out in a cigar lounge and you take that big old bundle and you just rip it open and pull one of these out? It's kind of embarrassing. So if you're in a bar, you want to smoke with some friends, just reach for a Fuente. These are not too bad. They're going to still burn uneven, and this is a Lonsdale, I think, size. So it's going to go through pretty quickly, but these still have some great flavor. After all, they're using the same tobacco out of the premium Fuente cigars, so don't hate on that. I just wanted to show you guys this one. I keep a couple of other things in there. I don't just, I keep my favorites, but, I have a special collection that, just like this one, I have to age a little bit. Sometimes whenever I get cigars in, you got to put a little extra age on it, and this is just no different. But if you notice, a lot of Fuente ones will have fancy labels, and I'll get to this one later. A lot of them will have fancy labels on them. This one doesn't. This is, you know, it's not a matter of just being cheap. They're not going to, because this one is $3 to $4, they're not going to spend money on any fancy packaging or anything like that. No different than a factory smoke. It just has a band on it. This just has cellophane on it, and it just has the writing of Fuente on it, and that's pretty much it. So that is, this is also still perfect, by the way, for, fishing, mowing the lawn and stuff like that. But, the thing I like about this is if you don't have much money, you still want to smoke with your friends, you don't want to blow the bank, you don't want to go and reach for a bundle because, when you go to a cigar lounge, they're sold in singlets. Just get one of these. This is a curly head from Fuente. Perfect. Now we're going to go to $5 and $6 cigars, which I don't really keep many of these. So this is one. This is in Alex Bradley. It is a classic Robusto American cigar. Despite the word saying American, it is. It's definitely not American. It's Nicaraguan filler, and I think it has a Honduras wrapper on it. So when you get into this $6 range, this is where it's going to be the lower end of the long filler. This is not a Cuban sandwich like the other ones I've shown. So really the purpose of this is, other people that are affluent, they got plenty of money, they will use these as lawnmower cigars, or even the $10 ones. Or, if you're super rich, you're gonna smoke the next ones that I'll show in just a minute, But, this is the start of long filler. These are a little bit more complex. As you go in pricing, there's going to be more age towards, the higher cost, cigars. If you look at this one doesn't look as rough as this one. It's better rolled, not by a master roller or anything like that. This is someone that's somewhat experienced in rolling cigars, and these are great. I would say that unless you're rich or anything like that, well, you don't really have to be rich. If you prefer this being a daily smoke, for someone that's making like $100,000 or so forth, this is perfect. But for someone in a regular income, just working a blue collar job and everything like that, this is a good midweek smoke. I mean, you have your daily smokes, and then it comes Wednesday, it's hump day. You don't feel like smoking one of your daily smokes. You want to try a little bit different, a little bit of variety. Go for a $5 and $6 blend of cigar. It's not the weekend yet. You're still working, but you want to enjoy yourself a little bit. And this is where that $5 and $6 cigar comes in. So this here is Alex Bradley, American Robusto. And one other thing about this one, it still uses, a wrapper from Honduras. There's nothing wrong with, Honduran cigars. That's what I consider it based upon the wrapper. There's nothing wrong with these cigars. They're great. Don't get caught up with the word Dominican Republic and Cuban and Nicaragua. It's not just the tobacco itself. It's the age process, and also who's actually rolling and making the cigars itself. So on to the next one here. So now we're going to get to the $7 cigars. Now, these can be used for, the weekend, start of the weekend, Friday. This can also be a high-end cigar for someone that's just starting out, doesn't make much money or anything like that. So for this one, I have a Gurkha Grand Age. Now this big old, this is actually a Churchill. These honestly are not my favorite cigars. I got them as a package deal. They're good. They're great cigars. Don't get me wrong. This one ranges from $7 to $8. It's just not my type of cigar. I'm big on Connecticut or a really deep Connecticut broadleaf. This one is medium bodied, which, usually throws me off there as far as to what I should drink with it. Should I have a coffee? Should I have bourbon? Should I have a gin and tonic? And I think the issue with it is not so much as a cigar, it's just me, and I can't figure out what to drink with this one here. But when you get into a $7 and $8 cigar, that's when you're going to start getting these complex blends. It's still going to be nicely rolled, although this one, it does have some nice veins in it. This is well rolled. Gurkha has a lukewarm reputation, but my favorite is, of course, the Gurkha Hudson Bay. I mean, I have a box of those actually coming in. They're wonderful cigars. Those are $5 cigars actually, as far as the Hudson Bay ones are concerned. So these would be my midday, but I would smoke those on the weekend for enjoyment. So for a $7 and $8 cigar, this is a good weekend cigar. It's Saturday, you're lounging and relaxing. This isn't something that you want to smoke while you're riding a lawnmower, unless, again, you're wealthy. I'd be kind of pissed if... This is the price point where I would start getting pissed if it was poorly rolled and if I was out fishing and it just dropped into the water. This is my price point. $5, okay, I might be a little irritated. The $7 to $8 range is when I get really pissed off here. So there is Gurkha Grand Age. I'm not even going to discuss the long filler. Of course, this is obviously long filler. Once you get to the $5 and $6 range, if you're seeing Cuban sandwiches at $7 or $8, you're getting ripped off there. Period. So this is a $7 and $8 cigar. Now I'm going to move to the $10 cigar. Now, the $10 cigars are, they are somewhat the creme de la creme. This is the highest dollar cigar I will smoke on the weekend as a luxury. I'll have a Cuadro. There's some Fuente, the premium Fuente ones, Macanudo, some Cohibras. My personal favorite, of course, and I'm just rattling off some examples. My favorite $10 cigar, which is what I consider luxury, it's the one cigar I will smoke just to end the week, Sunday cigar. Perdomo, Champagne, 10th anniversary. Now you're talking, and when you're getting to this one, you're talking about a well-aged cigar. This is triple fermented. You're getting a more complex flavor. You're getting a better profile. And if you look at this, you can't see it in the wrap. When you pull this thing out, it's just beautiful. Mastercrafted, cigar. You're talking about a cigar that was made with no machinery whatsoever. From the growing process to where, the fields are plowed by oxen, just to the aging process. It's aged and then it's re-aged. It's triple fermented and it gives a very nice mellow flavor. This here is a weekend cigar. I would get really pissed if it fell out in the water. This is not a fishing cigar. This is not a lawnmower cigar. This is where you want to be at on a Sunday. After having your Sunday dinner, You know, when you're about to watch the game, you're going to bring over the boys, you're going to jam, going to watch some football. Football is back on, thank goodness. This is what you want to have there. You know, this is a Perdomo champagne. Okay? So that's a $10 cigar, a legitimate $10, you know. And you may think $7 and $8 and $10. There's a big difference when you get to this $10 range, because this one, when I say $10, this one is $10 because I bought them as a pack. But generally speaking, if you walk up into any regular store, you know, you may spend $11 to $12. So that's a $10 cigar. So finally, we're gonna go to the $25 to $35 cigar. Do I keep one? Yes, I do. This here, that's right, picture of Winston Churchill. So you know what this is. This is a Davidoff, and I've talked about Davidoff. You know, Davidoff, Winston Churchill, Robusto. This cigar runs between $25 and $30. This is a cigar that you would smoke on a very, very, very special occasion. Very special. This is not one of the weekend cigars. This one is, you know, a master. It's crafted by a master. This will always smoke even. You'll have an ash all the way up to here. Now, it has a similar band, not a fancy band like a factory smoke, but this is a Davidoff. It doesn't need a fancy band whatsoever, because Winston Churchill said so. Period. The flavor profile I can't even describe. Whenever you crack open a Davidoff, you are guaranteed a great smoke. You better be for like $25 to $30. This is the most expensive cigar I keep in the humidor. Anything higher than that, and cigars can range in price $50 to $100. You know, the most expensive Davidoff that I know is a Davidoff Oro. That cigar runs about 450 euros, which translates to about 500 and some dollars just for one cigar. So believe me, cigars can get a lot more expensive, but this here, the Davidoff, is going to be the highest I go as far as my humidor is concerned. Generally speaking, I don't use a gas lighter with this. I light it by just a wooden match, you know, just to keep that profile, you know. This is something to where if you want to go out, you want to impress your friends, if you want that excellent smoke, if I'm hanging out with, you know, in a meeting, I'm doing business, you know, I just did you're an accountant, you're a business person, you made an excellent deal, you made an awesome sale, you sold a couple cars, you're a car salesman, you want to celebrate, you know, you just had a baby, you want to give out a birthday gift. Like I said, special occasion. You go with a Davidoff, you know. The level of excellence as far as a Davidoff is concerned, there's nothing else. You have other brands, you know. Ashton, I would consider, would be on the same mark as the Davidoff, but when it comes to cigars, I just love Davidoffs, especially the number 2. I'll have a Davidoff number 2 whenever I go to Asheville. There's a nice little cigar lounge out where Biltmore Village is. You know, I'll go in there, have myself a nice bourbon, sit with some friends. You know, one thing about cigar lounges, it doesn't matter who's there. You sit down and you smoke and you just talk. You can talk politics, you can talk religion, you just talk. You know, period. And like I said before, this is for a very special occasion. And I've had this for quite some time, so, okay. But again, this is a Davidoff. $25 to $30, all into one. Doesn't matter what the binder is. So just to conclude, you have a wide range of cigars, but each cigar has its own specific purpose. It has its own blends, its own craftsmanship. You know, there's a big difference. So just because you have the most expensive cigar doesn't mean you should smoke it. You know, each price point as far as cigars are, in my opinion, for different occasions. Even though this is the most expensive cigar I have, this is still my daily smoke, the factory smokes, at least for now. Or I'll have one of these curly heads. I don't keep too many of these, so. This one, special occasion, rarely smoke. This one, daily. This one, midweek. This one, maybe the weekend. Well, actually, I have to have this sit in there for 2 weeks there, you know. And, of course, this one, big boy weekend. This is my main weekend smoke. And, of course, the Black and Mild, fuck it, you know. That's all I got to say today, people. I know this is a very long video. I'm also going to post a link as far as to what's generally in my humidor. That's going to be available as well. You guys have a wonderful weekend.